beaten me. Oh, yes. It was the day before Christmas, and we were playing, and she jiggled the tree, and the star fell off and broke. So she told me to pick it up and put it on my finger, and I did. Then she plugged it in. And wow, girls, but all they had left were petites.
So what did you buy, shoes?
I'm a petite. I better get over there. I need a black dress for Dr. Silvano's funeral.
Dr. Silvano died 2 months ago. You went to his funeral.
Right, I can't. Stan's here.
Oh.
What is he doing here?
Well, he needs my signature on some papers, so I told him he could stop by. Where is he?
I left him on the doorstep. I wanted the neighbors to see what a bunch of galoop you married.
I'll be back in a minute.
So where is this vacation spot you're going to where they don't allow much?
And you're talking about his wife. So, did you bring the bimbo?
Chrissy's back in Maui. I just came to sell a piece of property that Dorothy and I bought when we were in Miami on our honeymoon. Just sign on the last page.
Read it first. The last time he had you sign something, I ended up in a home.
I knew she was going to marry him.
But next week.
At our age, long engagements don't make sense. I have to go to bed.
Where will you live?
Wonderful. I met a gorgeous single doctor on the plane.
At 30,000 feet, she picks up a doctor. Now I see the family resemblance.
In fact, I'm supposed to meet him in a half hour, if that's okay.
But darling, you just got here.
Aunt Blanche, you always said, if you've got a stallion eating oats out of your hand, best close the gate before you give him the sugar.
You said that, Blanche.
I won't go if you don't want me to, but I do want to go, so can I?
Would your mother let you go?
No.
Then go.
Thank you. Oh, you're the best. I'll see y'all later.
Isn't it? What happened?
Nothing, Ma. Don't worry, I'm just fine.
Yes, nothing serious, Sophia. Probably just a pull muscle.
It happened in class when she tried to do a 6-count Cincinnati riff with a double pullback. It goes something like this.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dorothy.
Milton.
Pleased to meet you, Milton.
Well, it's really a shame. Oh, it is. It really is. You know what's also a shame?
What?
When you sit down and your thighs squish out to twice their size. That's a shame. Oh, I am just so excited about doing this. Mint reading is such a great idea.
You know, I didn't think you'd like it.
Why?
Well, not this time. I'm tired of being the tonto of the group.
I tried to get another ticket and I couldn't.
Then this time we'll have to draw cards. I missed out on the Vita.
Now, forget the cards, Ma. I am not about to give up a chance to meet Burt Reynolds.
Me neither. Et tu, Blanche?
Sophia, Mr. Burt Reynolds is one of our finest living actors.
The business. I don't know what I'm going to do. 22 years of sweat and blood, and suddenly it's all flushed down the toilet like a snotty ball of Kleenex.
You could always write poetry for a living. I'm sorry. I know how devastated you must be. I have one question.
Sweep the clothes on the rocks, not the dishes.
No wonder they broke.
Okay, who wants to go shopping? It's a little early for that, isn't it, Renee?
Then we're going out to eat. It's either shopping or eating. Take your pick.
You didn't talk to him.
I couldn't.
Oh.
George was on call all weekend. 3 heart attacks.
Describe the taste.
Refreshing, clear, clean.
Would you buy this water?
Sure, why not?
We're rich. We're rich. It comes from the hose out back. Move over, Perrier. Petrillo water is on the way. I know what you're going to say. Another one of my get-rich-quick schemes.
Sophia, what's the point?
The point is, I lost a fortune.
Well, what does that have to do with getting Dorothy and Blanche back together?
Nothing. I told you, stay out of it.
We had to feed the chickens, slop the hogs, muck the stalls.
Please, I'm trying to eat here.
And after I finished all that, I still had to take care of Larry, my one-eyed pig.
What did you people do? Run a farm for handicapped animals?
Missed her so much, she's always been my favorite.
I tell you, it sure makes me appreciate the special relationship I have with my daughter. Pussycat,
Yes, Ma.
dial your sister for me. I never remember the area code.
Hello, I'm Dorothy. I'm Sophia's daughter. Augustine Bagatelli. Oh. Well, I'm sure you two have a great deal to catch up on. Nice to have met you. Oh, Ma, I'll be right here in the kitchen in case he gets fresh. Sorry.
I've never told anybody this, but I had to transfer high schools because of a field hockey incident.
Rose, that was a terrible thing to do, dumping Blanche. I'm not going to be your partner.
Oh, no, I want you all to stay partners. I've already got another partner. I signed up with all the meals.
Listen, you are not the woman you used to be. I'd feel terrible if something happened to you.
At my age, I can't worry about that. This is special. I've made up my mind. I'm going.
Oh, then I'm wasting my breath. You're a grown woman. I can't tell you what to do.
I know. Now lend me $1,200 for the airfare.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, girls, I am so excited. Now that Al's retired, we'll have so much time together.
He's really pretty special to you, isn't he?
Oh, he's more than special. I think I'm falling for him.
How much more?
A bit more.
How much?
Exactly?
Yes.
$10,000.
I'd rather be murdered.
I want a great big wall safe.
You don't need one anymore. You got no jewelry.
Well, I'll get it back. I went to the police today with some sketches I made.
How could you make
Boy, can you tell a story?
I'm starved. Come on, let's make dinner. Come on. Dinny done.
Oh, well, I'm not really all that hungry.
I forgot all about him.
Yeah, well, you go on in there. Getting a guard dog was your idea.
I'm afraid of large dogs. When I was 3, I was attacked by a cocker eating mace. I just bought a gun. You don't know
How to use a gun?
The man at the gun store taught me. In the basement, they've got a little shooting gallery, kind of like the ones at amusement parks. Except no prizes. And you shoot at little paper targets. This was mine. What I liked was Dr. Clyde, our vet. He was wonderful. My mother wanted him to do her hysterectomy, but he wouldn't.
But he was willing to do her lobotomy.
Oh,
What, Ma? What?
pain.
What kind of pain?
The kind that hurts.
Obviously, the scale is broken.
I'm not surprised after that kind of punishment.
All right, Rose, you think you're so tiny? Why don't you get weighed?
Oh, I don't need to, Dorothy. I never gain weight.
Show us, Rose.
Well, okay, but I can promise you I weigh exactly the same as I did on my wedding day.
Give me some advice. Just tell me what to do.
Well, it's your house, Blanche. You have to make your own decision.
Since when have you all been so shy? We always tell each other what to do.
Honey, are you all right?
I'll be fine. Is this about Arnie?
No, Blanche. She's upset because they keep changing the taste of...
I'm ready.
Oh, honey, I know what you're going through. The bottom line is, if you take a chance in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But, honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens.
I'm going to take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I have to look at my...
As he spun her around, her dress ripping open. You know how many times I've experienced that?
Your loins have been on fire?
Yes.
Can't believe one stupid mistake on my part could undo all of that.
Oh, believe it. It was one hell of a stupid mistake.
Well, was I the first guy to ever go through a midlife crisis and react that way?
Probably not. But you were the first one I was married to.
Dorothy, hear me out. I know what you're thinking.
You?
Oh, a person cannot open a letter anymore without being accosted by some vile, disgusting thing. I thought it was against the law to send filth like this through the mail.
Oh, no. What is it, Blanche?
A letter from the IRS. Is a real live cowboy.
Morty Fishbein is a real live cowboy.
He's from Amarillo, Texas. He was the Grand Marshal of the B'nai B'rith Rodeo for 3 years straight. Who better to go with to a barbecue? You can tell a lot about a man by the way he drives.
You know that's true. Sometimes Stan couldn't even get the key in the ignition. Hi, everybody. Hello, Ro. Hi, Miles. How was your evening?
Oh, it's terrific, Dorothy. We saw a marvelous production of The Glass Menagerie.
Oh, that is one.
Looking for a loan? You've come to the right place. Why, Sophia? How'd you get your hands on that kind of money? I'm a grave robber. What's it to you? What's this? Oh!
Ma, stop that!
Hi, it's me, Stan.
Stanley, what do you want?
I want you to turn on your TV. It is almost 6:28.
What's happening in 628?
You're going to find out why Stan Zbornak is now a very rich man.
And good at math. I'm so glad you got your own Disneyland. Thank you. Goodbye. Dorothy? Dorothy! Mr. Yamamoto just called about a teaching job. So there's this cognitive dissonance between her actual and her ideal self, which causes her to be practically dysfunctional. But of course, I'm no psychologist.
No, you're a nitwit. How come you know those words?
Blanche, come on, it's not nice calling her a nitwit, but since the cat's out of the bag...
Just in there.
So was I. I went to put back your laundry. And I see there's a man on the bed, so I introduce myself. But he doesn't answer. He's dead.
He's shy. He's very shy.
Didn't sound so shy last night. Okay, fine. Let a dead guy lie there. It's going to be 98 degrees today. It won't be pretty. I'll look it up.
I can't sleep in a bed that's had a dead person in it. I just can't.
You'll get a new bed.
And sheets.
And sheets.
And a blanket.
Burn down the house.
Oh, poor Al. And he just got a hair transplant.
Honest. Well, she wouldn't have gone for it if I told her the truth. And like you never told a lie?
That's right. I've never told a lie. Well, just once when I snuck out of class to go to the movies.
It's not much of a lie.
That's what I thought. Turned out to be the day they taught everything.
How do you remember all this?
I tagged him for migratory purposes.
Dorothy, come on, the auction needs you. The children need you. Please, won't you reconsider?
Oh, all right. It's only one night. I'll go, but I'll tell you, I really hate this.
Oh, come on, Dorothy. That balloon man couldn't have been that terrible.
Come on, Flamingo.
In that case, we better tip the paper boy. What's with the photo album?
Oh, I'm doing a family history, and I'm going to need your help. You know, I think it's important to tell the grandchildren about their ancestors. Give them a sense of pride in those who came before them.
Even Uncle Nunzio?
Even... Rose, tell me, how long have you been standing here?
Dorothy, I heard you talking to that little mouse. It was beautiful.
I wasn't talking to a mouse.
Yes, you were. I saw you.
I was kidding.
Oh, Dorothy, it's nothing to be ashamed of. There are only a few of us privileged to have the gift to communicate.
I think the thing that really turned her around was when I told her that when it comes to men, I'm just a lot of talk. Embellishment's one of the oldest traditions in the South. Tall tales and tall drinks. I don't really sleep around near as much as I say I do.
Is that true, Blanche?
Maybe these Zbornak, now shame on you. She is your mother. She's 85 years old and she wants a new pair of shoes. How many more chances do you think you're going to have to buy her shoes? Oh, what I would give to be able to buy my mother shoes one more time.
You want to take her?
Screw that, she's your mother. Here we go.
Oh, girls, we just went to Doug Kirkpatrick's wake. It was the greatest. I can't remember when I had so much fun. Those Irishmen, they even laid out Doug's body in the living room.
Oh, that sounds morbid.
I didn't have a problem with it till one of the relatives
Prep you for surgery in about an hour. Until then, just relax.
There aren't enough drugs in the entire building.
I hope my exercising doesn't bother you.
No, not at all. What is it, some kind of therapy you have to do?
No, I just like to stay healthy.
I have to break this to you, Bonnie. You're in a hospital. The exercises aren't working. Ma, it's the 90s. You can call it what it is. Our monthly visitor.
No, The Curse of the Strega. It was a curse laid on you by Lena Passarelli, our village witch.
What village? I was born in Brooklyn.
Here's a news flash. Witches can fly.
Why did...
Right? How do you feel?
Like a fool. Like a damn fool.
Arthur and me to meet some men.
Me too, me too.
Let's say you and Rose and I do go. Won't they know that we haven't been to that school?
Yeah, how do we stop that from happening?
Dorothy, these people went to school 40 years ago. They won't know each other anymore. Why, you neither rain nor sleet nor dark of night shall keepeth us from our appointed rounds. Amen. I can see you are a non-believer.
I think it's nice that you're trying to quote the Bible.
Hi, girls.
When did you get back?
Oh, a few minutes ago. What a day. I'm exhausted.
Oh, where'd you go?
Bermuda. Only Richard had a last-minute appointment, so it was just me and the kids. Oh, we had a terrific time, though, swimming and playing and talking. They're lovely children.
Does this mean you're going to marry Richard?
As well as I get along with those kids, they need you. They're growing up without you, Richard, and it's hurting them. And right now, the most important thing should be the children. Not getting married, and not Gresham on the coast, and not trying to squeeze in a week for a honeymoon. Oh.
Here we are, Sophia, the perfect after-dinner treat. A nice dish of Jell-O. I hate Jell-O. If God wanted peaches suspended in midair, he would have filled them with helium. What? Eat it, Rose. As it turns out, it wasn't such a bad thing to do. The stuff tasted great, and Salvador decided to market it. At first, it didn't move so well. Linguine with ear salve on a menu doesn't look too appetizing. But once he changed the name to pesto sauce, it moved like hotcakes.
I did it out of spite because you lost the pre-measured cup off my NyQuil.
Rose, I took your stupid cup. And you know why? Because I feel lousy. And being mean to you makes me feel better.
Dorothy's Bordak. You can go straight to H-E double hockey sticks.
To be here.
Well, looks like we're all here.
Oh, there's my date now. Why, he must be lost. I'll just go get him and bring him over.
Tell me, where are you from, Raoul?
It's a...
I would like to thank you all for choosing me to be the best friend of the year. I'm a very lucky woman. Not only do I have a lot of friends in this community, but I have a lot of good friends at home. Friends who care about me and care about each other.
Hanley. He said he was being shipped off to Korea and would probably die, and it would mean so much. That was my part of the war effort. It took 3 seconds. I wasn't sure that we had done anything, actually, until 9 months.
Arthur's Bornak. This is my mother, Sophia Petrillo. Remember, we spoke on the phone about sharing the house.
Come here.
Move in this house and you'll die an agonizing death.
Thank you, Madam Zelda. Goodbye. Oh, ladies, I'm sad. I never really liked it much anyway. It's just that my grandmother gave this to me on her deathbed. She was very, very sick for a very, very long time. I loved her very, very much.
Blanche, why don't you just grind the broken piece?
Oh, men are so lucky. They never get periods in the first place, so they never have to stop getting them, so they don't have to go through any of this.
They blame us for being crazy when we get them and crazy when we don't.
I remember the first time I got my period. Nobody had told me anything about it. Boy, was I surprised.
You mean your mother didn't tell you?
My mother was very prim and proper.
Well, I had a good time. He's very nice. But you know, the best part of it is I think I'm over my menopausal depression.
Honey, you just needed the confidence to know that you're still attractive. And Dr. Parks helped do that.
Oh, no, well, maybe a little, but I know that beauty like mine cannot fade overnight, so he didn't really have that much to do with it. Which room's available?
Number 506. The room is 50 and the young lady's 100. And make it quick. I'm not running a hotel here.
Class president in the 3rd grade.
Why, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, his campaign slogan was vote for me and I'll show you my wee-wee. He won by a landslide.
I just got very confused. I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, I have to admit, I don't understand these kinds of feelings. But if I did understand, if I were, you know, like you...
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the severe storm front that is passing through the area, all flights in and out of Miami International Airport have been canceled until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, it's been a wonderful afternoon, Patrick.
It's been a wonderful week, Blanche.
Oh, Patrick, our relationship's just so special, I don't think I can keep it a secret any longer.
Well, it's hard on me too, Blanche. But when the time is right, I'll rent a plane and write it in the sky.
Oh, Patrick, sit down.
Rehearse what? You're a non-speaking townsperson.
We added a small stunt where Blanche gets tossed to the floor. Watch.
Well, I think I'm getting the hang of that, Patrick. I think I'll just go out in the backyard now and practice it on the lawn.
Patrick, what is... Ma, what's the point?
With a story, you get a point. With an anecdote, pure entertainment.
Look, we are very upset about Rose. We don't want to be entertained.
Can he play a song on those little horns?
No, but he can balance a ball on his nose if you throw him a catfish first.
This is like the Twilight Zone. Somehow we got on a train that ended up inside Rose's mind.
Yeah, when is the next train? And she can stay here until we find her a place.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I mean, if nobody minds.
Mind? Why should we mind? Dorothy, could I see you in the living room for a moment?
Are you out of your mind?
What?
Hello, everybody. Is there somewhere we could be alone?
Well, can't it wait till after dinner?
No.
All right, I'm flexible. But of course you know that already.
No. I want to ask you something now.
Away with it.
Same reason the dog licks himself, Dorothy. Because he can.
Where's Stan?
That wasn't Stan at the door.
Oh, who was it?
Now, Dorothy, just stay calm. Just relax. Now, don't do anything. You'll be marvelous. Now, get the hell out of my room.
Ma, Dennis had an affair. What he did was terrible. How can she forgive him?
Dorothy, please, let me go back to sleep. I was in the middle of a dream where I was held captive on a desert island by Cesar Romero in a loincloth.
No, Kate and I had a fight. I have to talk.
In lieu of a story, would you settle for a very wise observation?
Oh, yes, Ma.
Al's a good guy, and he makes you happy. And if you're doing it for that reason alone, it's worth it. It's my guess that you're also doing it because in your heart, you feel it's the right thing.
Thanks, Ma. That means a lot to me.
Good.
Well, girls, I know we haven't lived together very long, but see, when I come home mad like this and say nothing's wrong, then it's up to you to draw what's really wrong out of me.
Blanche, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, all right, quit badgering me. I didn't want to tell you this, but...
And you fell for that old excuse.
Has either of you girls seen Marguerite? She's not here yet. I wish you'd look at this. She melted my buttons with the iron. Now I'll never be able to open my blouse again.
A dark day in the history of mankind.
Back in St. Olaf with Mrs. Gunderson, our grade school teacher. Oh, she was the nicest woman you'd ever want to meet, but as the years went by, she got her facts a little confused. In biology class, she started telling kids that the human body was made up of 80% Ovaltine. Well, we were studying... Do you really think that's all it is?
Of course.
Well, maybe you're...
Be if they grow up, not when they grow up. That's why I'm asking you to please unplug your bombs. I'll bet my bottom dollar, or in your case, your bottom ruble, that if you called President Reagan, he'd do the same thing. It's just someone has to be first. Thank you.
Well, there's Charlie Thompson and Fred Leone and Mike Devlin.
Does he plan to withdraw from the race?
I had lunch at the press club once.
Only once? Gosh, it took me 2 years to learn everybody's name on 8 is enough.
Hush, hush, it's about to start. Slide. Dorothy? Rose? Well, don't you girls believe me? Sophia?
I believe you, Blanche, absolutely. Hello? I need a number for People magazine. The department...
I really have to say good night now. Thanks for everything.
Why? You didn't get everything.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, Dorothy.
How was your date with Blanche?
Someone.
Oh, not now. I want to sleep.
No, Rose, listen. Dorothy's so upset with me, and I don't blame her after all those things I said. You know, I just don't see how I'll ever face her again. Rose, listen, listen. Am I a terrible person?
I don't know. Who are you?
Ma, I mean it.
Lighten up. I told you before. I only want a license to have, not to use. It's a symbol of my freedom, my independence. Now, give me $50.
What for?
A guy named Paco who makes these babies up in his garage. You're out telling me all the time. How do you think I got pregnant with your brother Phil?
Just remember, Dorothy, I'll handle everything. I'm a salesman. I deal with people all the time. I know exactly what I'm doing. Shut up, Stan. Mellow out.
But in general, it refers to the kind of person you don't want to share your Hugenkoggles with.
Rose, if you say one more of those stupid words,
So blow it out your tubing burbles!
But there it was. She wades into the river, grabs an armful, and races home to feed her family. When she tells them the story, they think it's an act of God. But as it turned out, a disgruntled pepperoni stuffer had blown up the factory in a neighboring town, causing pepperoni to rain down over...
Can settle this.
All right, Dorothy, tell her who it's going to be.
It's going to be me.
You too?
He asked me last Thursday.
Well, why are you doing that, Sophia?
It's a power move. The three of us against one of him, and I get to look down on him.
Ma, Mr. McCracken's here.
Well, ladies, let's get down to business. I've got to get back.
Piano teeth.
Now, green team, what are you going to do with all that dough? Are you going to keep it, or are you going to trade it for what's behind one of our windows?
I say, let's go for the window.
No, we have to discuss this with everyone.
Okay, Guy,
We're not meant to live together.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right.
I think so, too. In fact, I know so. This is exactly what happened during the Great Herring War.
The Great Herring War?
Yes, between...
Maybe just this once. We'd like...
We thought we'd like to go out for French food. How does that sound to you?
They eat snails. Why pay good money for something you can scrape off your shoes?
Well, of course, if you'd rather not come, we understand.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll find something on the menu. I just enjoy being out with you guys. Come on.
Why, no.
Oh, girls, I just had the most disturbing dream.
Oh, what was it?
Well, I was stranded on a desert island with Tom Selleck, Ted Danson, and Steve Gutenberg. 3 men and no baby. They kept passing me around and kissing me and powdering months. Years.
Look, I agree with everything you're trying to say, but it is not that simple. The woman is my mother, and right now she needs my attention.
Why don't you just tell her how you feel? She'll understand.
You honestly think so?
Sonia,
Try not to get all choked up.
Look, Dorothy, I appreciate what you did for me, but I got my own plans now.
Okay, Mom. Whatever you say.
He also likes working, and most of all, he likes being in the company of pretty young girls.
Oh, wow. Since he puts it that way, how can we refuse? It's a deal.
Good. Here's a list of the pretty young girls he wants you to get for him.
It's only been rerun 3 times.
hello, what has gotten into you lately? Before you retired, you were the most active man I ever knew. I had to run to keep up with you. Now you're nothing but a couch potato. You should do more, Al. You've earned it. Isn't there one thing you've always dreamed of?
Why, darling, I just came out here to give you away with my blessing. Why, I think Marion Deck might be the best thing in the world for you, Blanche. Well, at 17, I wasn't about to do anything you wanted me to do. And you knew...
Fidel Santiago!
My papers are in order. Oh, hello, Blanche.
What in hell is going on here?
Blanche,
How can you be so deceitful? What is it? Is she younger, more attractive, more desirable?
You got 2 out of 3, Blanche. Excuse me. The man in that box was a bum. A scoundrel, a cheat, and a liar. You got that right. Quiet. I work alone. But there was another side to him, and it was beautiful. He awakened feelings and... Look at the man's covering half the pictures on our wall.
I don't blame you for looking surprised, Blanche. There's a little more of me than there used to be.
Well, maybe a little here, a little there.
I'm Dorothy. How do you do?
How do you do?
This is my mother, Sophia. That's Rose.
Hello.
go, Blanche.
Oh, let me get us some refreshments before we start.
Please make yourself comfortable. Sorry it's so hot. And here we are in the middle of a heat wave with no air conditioning.
Not necessarily. If Rolls wins the award, you'll be flown all expenses paid to St. Olaf to attend the ceremony.
Oh, well, this year I was planning to watch it on TV.
Oh, thank you, Blanche. That was a great idea. It's great bringing two idiots closer together.
I think that's the motto of the St. Olaf Telephone Company.
I'm getting nervous. Just think to...
Sophia, you know, it's been a long time since we've had a talk.
Very good reason for that. I hate talking to you.
What a great sense of humor. What would you say if I told you I have come up with a great...
Cats next month.
And the kid, is he an actor too?
Yes. Or maybe you've seen him in the Burger City commercial.
Are you the little boy who jumps for joy when you get 2 hamburgers for the price of 1? You stunk. Come on. Let's go home. So goodbye.
Bye-bye. Come back soon.
Bye. We forgot something.
We forgot to get a new place.
You're kidding.
Don't worry about it. We just need a roof over our heads for a couple of days while we look. Doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Hiya, Cupcake. It's time to play Connect the Freckles.
Not now, Max. Would you hand me the...
What the hell is going on here?
A Picasso with mozzarella. A Rembrandt with tomato sauce.
I thought it needed more salt.
And garlic. It's a little flat.
Oh, wow! Look at this!
Boy, the place is really coming along.
Boy, I'll say it is.
I have to give you 2 credit. It looks
Like it's on fire.
Boy, you really caught a nasty bug.
Please, I'm 84 years old. I feel like this every day.
Never fear, Dr. Rose is here. I made you both an old-fashioned St. Olaf tonic, guaranteed to get you back on your feet and put hair on your chest. That's the one nasty side lottery commission. Oh. He felt so bad he's giving us free egg rolls the next time we come in.
Oh, what's the difference? It's over. If we don't have the ticket, we can't claim the prize.
Sophia, are you all right? You haven't said a word in hours.
I mean, even if it costs us $1,000, we'll still have 9,000 left.
Yeah, but don't start that, Howie. We might be able to get it for a couple of hundred.
We'll start at 100 and see how it goes.
And now, may I have an opening bid, please?
10,000.
Excuse for a while. I don't think Blanche or Rose spotted the jacket either.
I don't believe it. That's Ida Perkins.
What?
That's Ida Perkins. What the hell is she doing here? Were you kidding me about being from Minnesota?
Absolutely not. I love your lasagna.
Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel better.
Is it working?
Like a charm. I mean, girls, come on. The Kimmel is a dying man. Do we really want to profit from his misfortune?
Yeah. It would be immoral. We'd hate ourselves.
What time's the auction?
8 o'clock.
We better get there by 7.
Okay, Dorothy, I'm going for a walk. If I don't come back, it's up to you to take care of Sonny Vanuccio. His address is on the table.
Ma, that's it. Now I want you to look at me and tell me this vendetta business is all a joke.
This vendetta business is all a joke.
He took me to the restaurant where he had met his ex-wife, Roberta.
Well, I would think going to that restaurant would just remind him of her.
It did, especially since she owns it, runs it, and calls the place Roberta's. As she was seating us, he begged her to come back to him. And after he had wept over his crab cakes, sex, Rose. I am talking sex. We don't go to dinner, we don't go to the movies, we just go to bed, and it is terrific.
All that and cappuccino, too? Well, what's the problem?
Never really given Salvador a chance.
You know, I don't understand what you see in this man.
It's not something I can explain. Everything you say about him is true. Lord knows he's not terribly bright. He's not terribly good looking and not much of a provider. But I love him anyway. I don't know why. It's the bags. Where do you put your tips?
Who cares? What is going on here?
Obviously, there's some confusion. Sunny Meadows is a clothing optional resort.
You mean the nudist camp? Oh, well, we didn't know that.
Well, who made the reservation?
Hi, Ma. How's the packing going?
Go a lot better if I had a screwdriver.
3 people who look like Sam Snead with a hormone problem.
Look, you two stay here. I'm going to check out the rest of the locker room. I think I'll start out with a jacuzzi.
You don't know where the jacuzzi is?
Yeah, it's just down the hall, second door. I'll ask somebody.
This has been a nightmare.
The show is tomorrow night. He wouldn't leave before that. He knows how much I'm depending on him. Oh, there must be some other explanation. Maybe I'm just a foolish old woman who's lived a silly fantasy her whole life.
Oh.
Honey, be proud of me. You just wait. Only I can't stop tonight.
Why not?
Because tonight is the anniversary of the death of my beloved cat, Fluffy.
Rose, you have never had cats. You're allergic.
Okay, it's the anniversary of the death of my...
That's because you're hooked on these, Rose. But, honey, there's a place for people with this kind of problem.
Please, what is she going to do in the NBA?
Rose, let us call a rehabilitation center for you.
No, I don't. Give me enough to endorse that slime on a shingle.
Ma, this is a nationwide commercial. There is a lot of money involved here.
Sorry, Dorothy. There are 2 things a Sicilian won't do. Lie about pizza and file a tax return. Forget it, Si.
Back to me.
Yes, and then what happens?
Well, then it goes right here into my inbox.
This is outrageous. Lillian's problems cannot wait that long. She is old, she is sick, and she needs better care right now.
I agree.
What?
Look, ladies, Sunny Pastures doesn't...
Better get you some outfits.
Oh, it's okay. We brought our sweats.
Sweats? Look, ladies, if you're serious about training, you want to get off on the right foot, starting with good workout shoes. Now, these are beautiful and a bargain at $85.
$85? That's a bit exorbitant.
And expensive, too.
Probably college.
Where'd you go to college, Blanche? The University of Jupiter?
Girls, we still have one big problem to solve. How are we going to make ourselves look good for the party?
How else, Rose? By dieting. It's going to take a little patience and a little determination, but mostly it's going to take willpower. I'm out of the air duct of the Starship Enterprise.
What?
Ladies, it's time. Time for the unveiling of another Eduardo masterpiece. Sit back, feast your eyes, and meet...
It's okay, look. You can hardly see it anymore.
Oh, let me introduce my friends. This is Rose and Blanche.
Oh, what a charming old world couple. Welcome to Miami.
Ma questo mi sembra una donna di strada.
Every time the teacher turned her back, little Debbie Tans did something she shouldn't. Of course, her mother was the same way every time her father turned his back. The woman was a real tramp.
Yeah. But you digress.
Right. So there's Debbie putting gum in your hair, hiding your lunch, stealing your...
Is anybody eating there?
All right, Stanley. Why do you want to borrow the car?
I am involved in a new business venture. Stan's Pizzas. The gimmick is I can deliver a pizza faster to your house than Domino's. There's only one problem.
What?
It's impossible. I cracked up my car trying. Hell, I'm out of the pizza business. Is there anything else to eat?
Stanley, why do you always end up here when you have a problem?
You're my best friends.
But we don't like you.
I know, but you're still my best friend.
Well, you can't depend on coming around here forever. Blanche is thinking about selling the house.
Selling our house?
Usually worked like a charm. Except every once in a while, there'd be a cow with a particularly low udder, and it would brush across my forehead and wake me up.
I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just torn and confused. Guess I'll have to think about it all tomorrow. After all, tomorrow is another day.
You're making this whole thing up just to rub it in. You have never met these people.
Jealousy is a very ugly thing, Dorothy. And so are you in anything backless.
Ingrid Thurman stopped.
What was she writing?
She wasn't. She was giving birth to Hans and Franz, the twins. And she stopped right in the middle, right after Hans.
Well, what happened to Franz?
He stayed in.
I'll be helping you. Enrique will get involved and put you on TV only if your age discrimination case gets really ugly and the company tries to discredit you, drag your name through the mud, and make you look stupid.
I guess we can only hope.
Okay, I'll need to get some information from you.
Terry, in years.
Honey, you know, anybody would feel out of her league in a room full of college professors. You should have a home field advantage. Why don't you invite them over here?
Dorothy's right. We can create the illusion that you're interested.
You know, this reminds me of the story of Gunilla Ulfsdotter, St. Olaf's very own angel of death.
Tell it, Rose, tell it.
Really? All the way through?
All the way through, but please try to make the end come as close to the beginning as possible.
We shared a room in the hospital. You had the heart scare. I was the gallbladder.
They gave you my sponge bath by mistake?
You ate my Jell-O. It was a horrible little room. We couldn't wait to get out of it.
Because we wanted to live.
Yes, I remember.
Remember better. Remember life.
I don't have much of one.
I thrust my breast forward.
Blanche! Honey, you always did look pretty when you held your breath.
Jamie!
Well, darling, why do you look so stricken? He can't be...
For my name is Dorothy Spornak, and that's spelled just the way it sounds.
You're dying. Ask us where we're from.
That's my mother, the incredible shrinking woman. She's sitting there with the two other women that I live with. You know, at our ages, the four of us...
Enrique.
Rose, do my eyes look honest enough? You see, the lady hesitates. More around the eyes. Make me crankite.
Enrique, since I've been working here, I can't move my head anymore. My back hurts, I can't sleep, I have trouble digesting.
Boy, I wish we had thought of putting in a pay toilet. Hello? It was Dorothy. Hide me. $100 so I can get my TV. And I've been working on what we can tell Blanche about that plate. I wrote it down. You be Rose, why don't I be Sophia? This is what we'll say right after they walk in the door. Hi, Blanche. You look beautiful. Welcome home. I love you.
I broke... Rose, do we have time to run out and get hit by a bus?
First there'd be the Christmas pageant with the shepherds and the angels and the two wise men.
There were 3 wise men, Rose.
Not in St. Olaf. Then we'd all go down to the town square and try to form a circle. And then...
Well, I guess that about does it. All the food is gone.
Except the fruitcake. I don't get it. There's more now than when we started.
A purple martin early in the morning?
Yes, I have.
Martin Gelman, Mr. Watch Me Leapfrog over this parking meter.
Well, I'm leaving. I found a compatible roommate. Here's my new address and phone number.
Oh, come on, Ma, you're joking.
It's no joke. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci and sayonara.
Thank you, Blanche. Now, don't forget, I'm going to see you later at the book signing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I can get a copy of your book there.
Well, it just so happens.
Oh, is this it? Vixen, Story of a Woman. Ooh, catchy title.
Would you like me to sign it?
Oh, sure.
Your roots. Why should I do this for you? First, you left me at the altar. You shamed me. You shamed my father. You left me with a sullied reputation.
But we didn't do anything.
Well, how do you think that made me look?
I was a kid. I was scared that if I got married and had a family, I never would get out of that village.
Broccoli or cream corn?
Rose, you're terribly upset. Corn, please.
I'm not upset. I couldn't care less.
I guess I owe you an explanation.
You owe me a lot more than that. Why didn't you ever come to visit me?
Rose, I stayed away because I...
Anybody else, I'm reporting you to the State Dental Board.
Rose,
Now, there's just one more thing before I go.
What?
Dance!
Come in.
Crazy about you as ever.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but the idea of me with one of those two was just so silly.
You picked Sonny this time.
Yes! Well, good night.
Good night, Dad.
Why didn't you have that wisdom, Phil? Why didn't you give us a chance to tell you how much we loved you? None of us would feel if we were stood up 3 times. 3 whole times. 3 in a row. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Blanche. Oh, come on, honey. Sit down. Now, it's not so bad. Do what the rest of us do. Sweet. Oh, even in the bedroom, he's just... Well, he's really brought new meaning to the word solicitous.
What was the old meaning again? Myra, please.
Who's on the phone?
Who is that woman from the restaurant again?
Give me the phone. So, you're Myra. Who am I? Some call me Sophia. Others know me as the Terminator.
Rust. Not to mention the 38 years that I spent as your wife, your partner, the mother of your children. The woman who held down 2 jobs while you were at home staring at a matchbook trying to draw Winky.
I told you she wouldn't go for it.
I don't want your money, Stan. Marvin, give me the agreement.
Ouch! Weddings. Why do I always get hit at these things?
Get out, Stan. Get out before I need a lawyer.
I think you got a case.
sorry. It just bothers me.
Oh, Ma. Cypress Grove has a great reputation. Did you see the story they did about it on 60 Minutes?
No.
Short piece. It was just Mike Wallace saying, sorry I bothered you.
Dorothy.
Okay. I thought you needed looking after during the day when I wasn't around, and I knew you wouldn't agree to come here as a guest.
So you're saying that this whole activities director thing was a put-up job?
Mostly his idea. Oh, Ma, I did it for your own good.
Dorothy, you're gonna have to do the Dance of the Virgins by yourself.
Ma!
You remember, it's like the bunny hop, except you keep your legs crossed.
Ma, you're making this up.
I'm adding to it.
You haven't aged a bit. I said you haven't aged a bit.
I hear you, I'm not deaf. Haven't staged a hit?
Oh, John, I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
Dorothy.
You remember my... Well, John bought me this beautiful corsage. And then when we got to the gymnasium, it was so beautiful. Anyway, when we got there, we walked in. $200. Security, have this man removed. He's a lonely male impersonator.
210.
What is wrong with you? The woman's been with lepers.
$300 happened to you, although none as horrible as what you just described. There you are. Ma, I scheduled the appointment for your checkup. Ma, you know you have to have a physical. What do you want me to do? Take you to court? Have you declared incompetent?
I'm not incompetent. Once when I would never seen it.
Children, kids, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to save us and not have us eaten by Foxy Loxy, applaud. I mean it. I mean, clap now if you want to see the goose and the chicken and the turkey live. Come on, put your little hair.
But of course you can, sweetheart. You're just a little nervous.
They always get this way before the talent portion. My Clarice still gets butterflies before she twirls her fire batons.
Fire scares me.
But I just remind her that Mommy is right off stage with a big bucket of baking soda.
But why did he always make promises to me that he never kept? Do you know how that affects a little girl? Like the time he promised me he was going to take me to his work and introduce me to his boss and show me around to all his friends. When he didn't, well, I felt like there was something wrong with me, like he wasn't proud of me.
We can do that. Hey! But I didn't get my New Year's kiss, and it's almost midnight. Darn it. I gotta kiss somebody at midnight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Myron. You're a good kid. In fact, before you go, I'd like to have a little talk with you. Sit. As you know, Myron, I've always thought of you as a bright, polite young man. Talented, ambitious, smart.
I'm not going out with your daughter, Mrs. Petrillo.
You've got her, Myron. She's spending too much time with this yutz named Zbornak. That's right. $50 if she stops singing, and I'll throw in another 50 if you slam the piano lid on her fingers.
Ma, after Gloria and I get the patio door boarded up, we really should head for the shelter.
Oh,
Dorothy.
What's the matter, kid?
Ma, don't hide. Ma? No, you're too smart to hide in the same place twice. Ma!
Hello, ma'am.
Number 1, lose 200 pounds.
Done it.
Number 2, never be burdened to children in old age.
Moving on.
3, make amends with Guido Spirelli.
Oh,
good, Rose. Here you are. Honey, listen, I have been giving it some serious thought, and I have finally come up with a perfect solution for your very sensitive problem with Miles.
What?
Cheat on him.
I can't.
Oh, yeah, we had a wonderful visit. Oh, excuse me, sir, but do you mind if I take a souvenir?
Go ahead. You got a lot of sweet memories here. I had a Grammy once myself. Okay, boys, let's go celebrate my birthday.
Blanche, you need a minute to say goodbye? Kids, and you end up as the lead story on Hot Copy.
Do you have any idea what she's talking about, or do we have to up her medication?
I do know what she's talking about, but I can't tell you. I couldn't violate the attorney-client privilege, especially when we're talking about a sum as large as $35,000. My pleasure, meal ticket.
It was at that point that I realized his head was coming toward me.
Were his eyes open or closed?
Open! And then he landed. I thought, oh, Mr. Gordon, oh, if only Cynthia Costello would...
But once, when a guy
get in here.
Interesting place, Blanche.
Oh, thank you. But so bright. Oh, here, let me dim the lights a little.
Living in a slum. Now I'll never get a woman to come over to my place. Not with these bugs. Okay, and this body. But mainly the bugs.
Angelo, take me to your apartment.
You had gotten your first job.
Yeah, back then you could give blood every week. Remember the time your mother took care of the baby? It was our first time alone in a year.
You bought me wine and flowers, I remember.
Remember how much fun we had in that apartment that night?
I remember.
Oh, we're sorry. We thought you were making a little joke to raise our spirits.
No, I want to get my head frozen, and I want you to promise me you'll help me with this.
All right, if it'll make you happy, I will see that your head gets to the cryogenics people. And
That's... Mother? Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late. I'd say. But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together.